Well, I tried doing something for y'all. I did my coffee cup sharpen. Cut across. Both sides, even numbers. Then do an away push. And then that's kind of a medium ceramic. This is a fine ceramic. Away. Away. It's 4 a.m. I'm pretty tired. I just woke up. And I get to prep a bunch of meat. Okay. This is pork. Yes, I can cut on my countertop if I so choose. There's one half of it. And pretty well flattened out. It's some gooey, slippery, nasty shit. Because everybody loves raw pork at room temperature, don't they? We may come back to that before I seal it up. That's going in the sink. This one here. Jesus, the fat on this thing. I'm gonna get my other knife out. Do some real fine work. We're gonna open this up. There we go. All right, definitely get out of here. First, let's open this bitch up or make a choice here. I feel a little bone there. That's coming on. I got a bowl for scraps and trash. Shit that I'm gonna do. I'm not worrying about salt and pepper right now. Just taking my time and cut. So I don't cut myself up. And yes, my knife is pretty much sliding through pork fat like it had no problems with it. Just trim a little at a time. Take your time. You're not looking to add your fingers to the menu of cook. If you don't understand what I mean by that, I'm trying not to cut my fingers off. Because right now my knives are very sharp. So that's helping me cut through this pork fat pretty fucking easy. If you need a point of reference, I'll give you one here in a minute. Don't worry about taking a little bit of meat. It's inconsequential. Because we're going to come back to that. I got a bowl over here. I throw all this crap in. Where did I learn how to do this? Just experimenting. Trial and error. More trying, plenty of error. There's a piece of bone. And don't worry, once you're done, simple Dawn soap and water, shit's coming right off. I'm gonna leave a little bit of fat because, well, thanks to I'm a cooking guy. And if you haven't found his channel, good dude. It's fun. It's a bit of an asshole, but if you're not a little bit of an asshole, why aren't you entertaining? It's pure entertainment. It's real. Deal with it. And if you can't deal with it, well, it should reveal some truths about yourself. You're in a giant bowl. Seriously, bowls in there. We're going to be using. Don't slide on my hand. Giant green bowl of joy. At some point, you're not going to keep cutting. Okay? And I repeat, you are not going to keep cutting. What you're doing is getting the meat for bone. Because I don't care what. I got this from Costco. Blessed a little bit. Some good brisket. It's got some good berries in it. I'm going to end up giving it a few bits of oil on this, finding the fattiest side. And I want the fat to melt down while I'm cooking it. So I'm going to open it up a little bit. I'm going with about 1.5 inches deep because I'm trying to get some flavor in this shit. It looks like I'm going to be having to gather the spices I have on the fly. I'm going to try to hurt myself. There we go. Look at that. It's so slippery. Alright, so you can see the blade sunk. That's about 1 3/4, 2 inch blade. It's sunk in the most. I should tell you that right now this total roast is about 3.5 inches tall at the top peak. I'm still going to be putting another piece on it. So I'm going to be doing a medium to high heat on this thing to start. And the fattiest stuff that I have here, I'm going to keep it in place and position. My strategy is simple. I'm going to use the fat, and when it breaks down to my advantage, by using the fat to transport the spices into this. Right now the meat is room temperature, so it's easily going to absorb everything I've got going on. Easily. So set this over there for a minute. It's just a water rinse. I'm not putting soap on the meat, don't worry. Don't be that guy. I know you all can hear me. Don't be that guy. So, got paper towel because I don't feel like reaching into my spice cabinet. All my spices I'll clean up later. Y'all are gonna trip when you see some of the shit I do. And I mean like absolutely freak out. Oh God, what are you doing? Well, are you paying attention? Because I really don't want to go over it like twice. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay. How many people are paying attention? Because I see people trying to cook on YouTube all the time. Because I love me some YouTube. And well, some of y'all just doing it wrong. Oh, your measurements are this, your measurements are that. You know what? There's a lot of this, there's a lot of that. They're not showing you. And I'm going with simple, easy to use measurements. There it is. Wait. This is a coffee scoop. It's a great place to start. This is 2 tablespoons. I'm pretty much going to use my recipe off of this. I'm not going with giant volumes of shit yet. But the goal is Spanish and Latin American flavors, some heat. But that doesn't necessarily mean you only use components and spices that are associated with Latin American cooking. And if you haven't figured it out, I'm a bit white, so not Latin American, didn't raise on it. I'm just kind of winging it. Let's see if this works. We're hoping. 2 tablespoon coffee spoon. Alright. I'm going to do my dries first. That's about 1 tablespoon. That is cilantro, fresh off the racks from Walmart. If your speakers are ringing, I'm sorry. I have quite a few ingredients here, wet and dry. It's about 1/2 tablespoon of chili pepper. I can make this easier. I really can. If I was more conscious, I could. I'm not. It's 4:30 in the morning. Deal with it. Suck it up, let it go. Balsamic vinegar. Onions. The special ingredient of magic available on Amazon, the spicy chili crisp. My ongoing troll to my wife of the Happy Asian spicy chili crisp sauce. What's in it? Red pepper chili flake, different types of oils, other different types of Asian spices. But why am I wanting to put this in Mexican food? You're probably saying to yourself, yes, I'm giving it a shake. I will show you in a moment why I'm giving it a shake. And in a moment is whenever the hell I feel like it. What else we got? We have some oregano. We have a cat named Paul that is about to get trampled. Come on, Paul. Yes, you heard right. I have a cat named Paul. No, I'm not going to have this conversation with you, Paul. I'll get around to it. Jeez, dude. So needy. So that. Well, if y'all are paying attention, I have paprika, I have cilantro, I have chili powder, I have basil. So next we're rocking the basil. Taking the lid off this shit. You'll probably ask yourself, I'm doing about and we're winging it here, so you don't have to be perfect. I'm not like a full K, 4K editor, so I can't rank up there with Sam. But I'm just giving it my own little shot on my birthday because, well, fuck it. That's about 1 tablespoon of basil. Give it a little tiny stainless steel bowl. It's just a bowl. Don't freak out, nobody. It's just a bowl. This is all dry still. Oh, it's churning up right there. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of paprika. Oh, could I spoon this? Sure. Am I? No. I'm using a measure. Just for y'all at home. It's about a quarter. Use your fingers. It's okay. Why is it okay? Oh, well, you were touching pork a little ago and I didn't want to see you wash your hands. You know what? That's right. You didn't. I rinsed my hands. I used a paper towel to get some traction. And why? Because all this stuff is going in the same pot. I'm not trying to touch the rest of my counter. I've got almost everything I need, and I'm willing to compromise a handful of things because I know what's happening. I know that, okay, yes, I can take care of this. I don't have to bother with taking care of it right now. I can just keep moving forward. You're probably going to ask yourself, what are you doing with that, John? Oh, let's turn it up right there. It's got that bit of sweet in it. What's next? Next is to let the Casey dog out. My dog's name is Casey. Let's let the other cat in. Come back out here in a couple minutes. What's next? Close the garage door. We're going to be using a touch, not much. Brown sugar. I like to keep mine not only in the bag, but inside of another bag. And most people will associate dry goods with brown sugar. Basic, great value brown sugar. I'm not using a lot. Like, I'm not even using the milk. But I'm gonna, just for you at home. So remember the reference. 2 tablespoon measuring. Coffee scoop. I got my coffee scoop at Starbucks. Okay. Bring a little bit up in my hand. And this is for the entire recipe that I'm doing this. Okay, there's gonna be some area. That's a lightly packed. A lightly packed 2 tablespoons. Wrap this back up tight. Get all the air worked out of the brown sugar. Put it back into a Ziploc bag. Wrap up the Ziploc bag. Seal it. Most of the air is out of it. Look at what. Okay. This is black pepper. It's got its own body. Okay. We're not going to be using as much as you think. It's about 1 tablespoon. So half of my 2 tablespoon measure. I have a standard large crock pot. If you all haven't seen it yet, you're not paying attention. Okay. Taking this and moving it over here. You'll see my standard. It's got the grate in the bottom. Why am I keeping the grate in the bottom? You definitively have something to learn about patience. If this is a question. Okay. What's next? Well, since we're 18 minutes into this thing, do we keep going? I'm just breaking it up. It's all dry. There's no wet in it. We're going to get to the wet here in a minute. Don't worry. The goal is heat, sweet, and further to be a chaser. So what am I doing about that? I've got a surprise. And it's probably a very predictable surprise, but I'm pretty sure I threw you a little bit of a long run with the spicy Asian chili crisp. Why did I do that? Why am I doing it? Because a lot of this is going to do the prep. Okay, I'm in a metal bowl. You'll never believe what I'm going to do with this bowl. I put it straight on my stove because fucking send it. I have a wooden spatula, a stainless steel bowl, and yes, you can put a stainless steel bowl directly on this stove. Mine's gas stove. I don't know about yours, but mine's gas stove. So we need to evaluate something really quick. How many pounds is this thing? Well, let's see. This roast in total was 15.35 pounds. So I'm going to go with, this is roughly a 7-pound roast. 7 to 7.5 pounds. Because it came in 2 parts. It was 15 pounds worth of meat. I have half of it on my board. Fucking mint. Anyway. Dry goods so far. Paprika, cilantro, chili powder, basil. There we go. Let's try and make this a little easier for y'all to understand. Cilantro, chili powder, paprika. This is thyme. Basil. This is balsamic vinaigrette and spicy Asian chili, and right now I can smell the shit. Oh my god, it's smelling good. Let's give it a little bit of a stir. Don't be dumb. Got a little pot. Your little hot pot's gonna be hot. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off because that'll have a response I'm not ready for. Oh, that's hot. Get a towel. Go into the bowl. Don't burn yourself like I did. Make sure that bowl is dry whenever you use it, because any moisture is gonna burn these spices. Which is kind of what I'm going for too. A little burnt, that's alright, life can go on. Moisture in these, you're going to notice it right away. I should have been on top of it, and there's a lot of complaints. So, okay, it's coming off. And this bowl will cool down here significantly. Wooden spoon. All my measuring is done and will still be done with a 2 tablespoon measure. That's my one bowl. Let's go with my other bowl. So much job. Alright, so that's all our dry goods that are going to get put up in the counter. Or put up in the cabinet. I've gone over it twice. Rewatch the video if you didn't get it. There's one component left to put in, but I'm waiting to put it in. Okay. Oh, my bad. My bad. Sorry, humans. My bad. Ugh, you're all wondering, where am I going to get some of the heat from? God, I hate using this thing. Ouch, that's warm. Shit. Just take the lid off. This does not get easier as you start messing with it. I'm using about a full tablespoon. It's a full tablespoon. Crushed red pepper. But wait, he put that in after the heat. Damn right I did. Well, where's the rest of this spices? Well, they're coming, don't worry. We sure as fuck ain't done. I curse. Deal with it. Oh, yeah. I've let those fragrances rusted. I got my nose directly above it. I roasted a lot of these spices. It's quick, it doesn't take long. It's a stainless steel bowl. Oh, yeah. Have you figured out where the moisture came from yet? It came from the brown sugar. That's why you keep it wrapped. That should tell you how well I keep my shit wrapped. Okay, dry goods went back in the fridge and cut. This is gonna be loud. Cover your ears. No, that wasn't a duck call. Now I'm gonna wash off in my other side of my sink with soap and water because, well, I'm feeding people and that's disgusting if you don't wash your hands with a bowl on your nose. I don't care who you are or if you're cooking or not. It's disgusting. Wash your hands if you blow your nose. Yes, I'm willing to compromise on some things. No, I'm not willing to compromise on others. I always get bothered with, oh, well, can you show me this? Can you show me that? I've been showing you. It's not my job to make you pay attention. I'm recording this, which is not going to happen very often. Winging it, which is about the way I cook anyway. No two recipes the same. I never cook the same thing twice. I just kind of roll and enjoy the ride. Everybody in your life can tell you, relax, relax, relax. This is what happens when I relax. I do whatever the fuck I want, the way that I want it. consume it, don't consume it. I'm trying to make it good for everybody. So, moving on to what's next. That's dry goods. We're going to set that back over here next to the really sharp knife. I'm going to hang that up on my magnetic rail up there. This is the one that I used. If you were paying attention, I've got some dry ingredients over here. Got my measuring scoop, coffee cup, sharpened my knife on. I'm getting ready to roll into wet ingredients. That's honey. Got the spicy Asian chili. Where's my coffee? There it is. Okay. Garlic. So, I have a brief topic of conversation that some of you may or may not agree with. And again, I don't care, because I'm eating it, you're not. But if you intend on eating it, it's a potential idea. Okay? Okay. So, well, John, what are you doing? Why are you just kind of meandering? Well, I'm thinking, and I'm shooting a video at the same time. Deal with it. Oh, okay. So, liquid measurements. How are we going to do that? All right. I have your standard coffee cup. This is not the only point of measure. It is for point of 1.1. Thank you, Decker. Yes, I named my coffee pot Decker, remember? Oh, I see, now you remember. Good talk. Okay. First things first. Standard coffee cup. Stainless steel, I'd say 6x6 by 6 deep pot. What's that? Oh, I really hope I've got you twisted. I'm putting this in stainless steel because it's easy to clean. The bowl was a trick. You fell into my trap. And guess what? This is why I have coffee in the morning, so I don't kill people. You starting to feel a theme here yet? This is a coffee-driven household. It's Friday morning. It's my birthday, the 20th of February. We're going to play a game. How old is it? If you're trying to figure it out still. Here's a little pro tip. I have an identical twin. God help us all, I have an identical twin. That's what everybody says, though. My brother is just as smart as I am, but not nearly as devious. Yes, he can cook. No, he doesn't cook like I cook. Because guess what? I'm special when it comes to cooking, and so is he. Anti-murder jerks to you. Good morning. Yes, I put something in my coffee. Yes, it is a sweetener. No, it's not honey. Although that'll probably get added. But getting back to this. Ready? Okay. 2 tablespoons. That's a 2 tablespoon measure. Okay. Hold on. Holy crap, he just did that. Yep, I just did that. I used my beloved coffee soup to put 2 tablespoons of garlic into a mixture of coffee for the purposes of making carnitas. Holy crap. That's right. Holy crap. Honey will be the last thing to go in because of its stickiness, so that everybody's aware. No, I'm not going to just blow my coffee cup on trying to use vinegar. This is a balsamic vinegar. Remember, I'm trying to make this easy for y'all. There's 2. There's 4. There's 6. 6 tablespoons of vinegar. Oh, well, how are you going to get it to do this? How are you going to get it to do that? Well, I'm going to use the oil. I'm going to use a physical oil from the spicy chili guys. Also going to be using something else. Yes, my wife and I blame Sam the cooking guy. Avocado oil. We're going to use just a little bit of this. Shit, that was 2 tablespoons. Forgot to measure for y'all. What am I doing? I need a whisk. I need to whisk this with something. What shall I whisk it with? Do I actually need to whisk it? Not really. It's loud. It's now 4:45. Do I use a fork? Meh. I want something like a wooden. That's what we're gonna do. I don't have a wooden spoon. See, I've got a metal pan. My wife is still sleeping. I'm making a video on YouTube. How inconsiderate could it be? I'm trying to alleviate that. I'm not trying to be inconsiderate. My voice already carries quite a bit. All those dried spices. Isn't that cool? Well, that's the big reason I love that little bowl. All our dried spices. All of them. See that? That's what happens when you cook in a stainless pot and you don't have dry goods. I didn't at the time consider, oh, brown sugar is going to screw that up. 2 tablespoon measure. My particular one is not going to fit, so we're going to do this manually. I'm doing 1 tablespoon with the beloved measure. However, I'm going in for that good stuff. And so this is a 1 tablespoon measure. If I can dig out stuff. I'm going to close this back up. I'm going to shake it till the stuff comes loose from the bottom, and I can see it moving through the glass jar that is probably and most likely permanently stained by this oil, and that's a good thing. This is going to be slippery as shit. It is glass with oil on it. It's going to be slippery. Sacrifice a paper towel and save your jar, yourself, your floor, and a cleanup. Don't be like me. That's the lid down there. It's screwed on tight. I'm shaking it until I can see some movement. And now, I'm taking my own advice. Putting a damn towel around it. There's cat food over there, Paul. You ain't got to talk like that. No. Fuck off. No. I do love you. But right now, I'm busy. I'm not going to pet you and then continue cooking. People at home will like it. Scared. Look, you don't get to talk to me like that. Next step, I'm going to whoop your ass. I'm going to fuck this video right off and come and fuck you up. Go away. No, I do love you. Go on. Go to mom. Go on. You're such a sweet boy, but you know what? You're fucking annoying. Stage 5 cleaner, that one. What the fuck? Maybe more of a 4. Okay. Y'all see that paper towel on mastified and you're cleaning off the roll. Okay. This is a very heavy. I would qualify that as 2 tablespoons. It is at least double the depth. So that was 2 tablespoons of oil, 2 tablespoons of the flake. That equals 4 tablespoons for 7.5 pounds of meat. Well, what are we going to do next? We're going to put the single tablespoon measure away. Make sure this lid is clean enough to screw onto the jar so that the debris inside, which is very easy to do, wrap the rim there. You're gonna end up throwing that paper towel away anyway, so who cares? I just don't want to spill oil all over my fridge and everything else. I literally use my pinky to open everything. Okay. Need to rinse another paper towel. I go through paper towels because I like traction whenever I'm cooking. Ugh. Okay. So, what are we doing? I'm taking the handle. I'm just giving it a real easy whisk. My spices. That vinegar's popping. I can even smell the paprika. A year ago today, I quit smoking cigarettes. Since then, I have enjoyed a much better experience with a sense of smell. So I'm abusing it for my own personal gain by cooking with it. And tempting others in their cooking environment and the use of their senses. Okay. So how many of you remember? Yes, we're doing this. Okay. Anti-murder juice, check. What could we possibly do to this that's going to enhance the flavor? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're going to do. This is not necessarily a recipe for children. This is SoCo, Southern Comfort, 100 proof. Am I going to measure it just for you? Yes. It's my birthday present just for y'all. It's 2 ounces. Four liquid ounces. No, I'm not drinking for my birthday. It's 5 a.m. Are you nuts? I just woke up. Oh, this video is long. We are at 40 minutes. Cool. Let's give this a little whisk. So it doesn't feel like this should be a lot of material, right? It doesn't. True. Okay. Next step. Put the sharp knife, measuring device, and the fork away. Make sure your cord is out. question of the morning. Yeah, it's not really even a question. Taking the grate out, putting the meat in. But, yeah. I change a lot of shit on the fly. Most people don't get it. Pay attention. Paul is a loud motherfucker, isn't he? That's Paul about to get sick in the hallway. It's okay, Paul. There's a salt. What? I thought you were paying attention. If you were paying attention, you would have noticed that I didn't put any salt in the dry rub because I like to apply it directly. There's some salt. We're going to bump the heat. Salt will help bump the heat down and create a bigger body. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure we hit both sides. It's okay. Yes, I just flipped the pork and reached down, grabbed my salt grinder, put it back in. Guess what? I clean up after myself when it comes to my spices. All of them will get hit with salt and pepper, but I have my pepper in there. What I was saying is everything will get hit with soap. Soap. Soap me, bro. Okay, so that's in there. All right, what's next? All right. Right now we're kind of in the marinade stage. All right. My pato joy with all my ingredients that you've been able to keep an eye on the entire time to see if I weaseled something in there. I didn't. I'm not going back over this shit. Don't be afraid to get your hands. Don't be afraid to grab your meat with your hands. Save back some. You're kind of rubbing it in. It's at room temperature. Okay, it's been at rest since I passed out last night. It's been in a sealed container at rest on my counter overnight. Okay. Okay. But wait, where's the honey? Where's this? Where's that? Yeah, we're getting there. Chill. It's a process, yo. It's a process. I'm rubbing in the oil mixture. I'm rubbing in the spices. Okay. It's at room temperature. It's going to start soaking that up as soon as I start turning the heat on. Okay? Relax. Everybody chill. There's some fat still on it, and that's okay. Alright. So I've got half of it reserved back. I'm not trying to go too heavy too fast. What that means is I'm going to pour some heat on this thing and pour some time on it too. And I'm going to seal it up. Make sure I got it lit. Alright. Oh, but what about that other portion? What about it? Some of that's going to be breakfast. What the fuck are you doing? I got to eat the rest of the day. Hands are all oily and greasy at the moment. How do I expect to handle a knife with any accuracy or whatnot? Simple. It's a plastered, textured knife I'm treating myself to. Alright. Not much fat there. A little bit of fat there. That'll be a nice little breakfast. We can. This is why you sharpen your knives, people, because you don't have to work extra hard. If anybody out there is wondering, yes, you can give raw pig fat to a dog. Fight me. There's plenty of people are going to be like, no, God, don't do that. What do you think they do in the wild? What do you think it is when they take one down? Is my dog that way? I swear to God, Pickles, if you try and climb up here right now, I'm literally going to throw you across the room. If y'all don't know, which you probably don't, Pickles is another cat. We have 3 cats on this home. One is outside permanently because we fucked up. And I am not that forgiving. Pretty forgiving, but not that forgiving. We're going to throw this in here, pack the side. See how that takes. Put the fat side up so when it starts heating up. You're all going, huh, well, it's probably starting to warm up about now. And it is. But y'all are going to trip when you see this part. You'll be like, oh my God, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? I didn't. Deal with it. This is a bungee cord. That's the lid for my slow cooker. Fold it into a loop. All right. Pass it through. For my personal instance, I need to pass through one leg in the lid. Okay. I'm gonna come down here, hook it. I'm gonna hinge it on the lid, and then I'm gonna pull this down. That's gonna seal it tight, but still, it's gonna, when it starts building pressure, it's gonna pop at probably 12, 15 pounds of pressure. I haven't exactly measured it, but it does a damn good job. I leave my crock pot on high, and yeah, it's fairly awesome. Anyway, getting back to it, we got more food around here. Since I'm getting ready to cut veggies, and it's the same pan that I cut pork on. Most of you are going, oh God, you gotta wash that. Guess what? Wrong answer. If the intent is to throw the onions directly in the stock pot, yes. No, I'm sorry, no, you don't need to wash your material. Why? Because it's going in the crock pot with the pork and it's going to touch anyway. Don't be dramatic. Use your brain. If I were to set it aside for the carnitas later, that's one thing. Okay. So, what's next? Alright. See the stripe? Y'all, if you've been paying attention and watched the whole video, you know I have two. The stripe side is going away. Why? At this point, I don't have to resharpen it. Oh, what are you doing with that? Two full onions. Four mandarin oranges, a pickle that does not pay attention and you get stepped on at some point, and the thing that I'm actually looking for right now is toothpicks. Just all really like that. Right. That'll work. Cool. So we're going to do the toothpicks. What exactly are we going to do? Mandarins. Well, sharp knife, right? There's one. These are mandarins. These are the easy peel ones. This is why I sharpen my knife. It's because I don't have to saw at my ingredients. You see the person doing this? If your knife is sharp and you actually have a bit of a skill with it, you don't have to do that. Check your material. Let's put that in. For stickers. I've ran into that. I've cut through a sticker. Take the big stem off. Nobody wants to think about possibly finding that. And imagine that. The only two things I sharpen these knives on, which I usually keep my knives sharp, but the only two things I've sharpened. Whoops. Was a coffee cup and a ceramic rod. And I'm literally like, it's very simple. I get the accuracy that I want. I can take my time without having to saw at it. I'm going through cold oranges, cold mandarin oranges. Go to the store, find a mandarin orange, take it home, get like a small little kit, you know, the halos and stuff. See, sticker. Take it home, try cutting it apart with the knives you got at home. Okay, I sharpened this on a coffee cup. What is this? Love it. Keep it simple. I cut off the head and the tail on these oranges. And then I figured a good chunk of change on it. I want it to have a little bit of meat. You don't have to worry about these oranges whatsoever. And I mean whatsoever. And why do I say that? Well, after slow cook, after a slow cook for a few hours, they break down and you can essentially treat them like fat because they will be so soft that you'll never notice them even when you start shredding. It's dead serious. You will never notice them. And I like to trick people, so at times when it comes to my cooking, not in general and in person, because I'm not cruel, mostly. Alright. Take them right across the center. And if you feel it needs a toothpick to hold it, that's one thing. Okay. Don't be scared. I like an orange flavor. My wife adores an orange flavor. Most of the people that are coming over enjoy an orange flavor. Anybody that you think might end up with leftovers, don't bother worrying about them. You're not making it for them. You're making it for you. It's more like an Asian sauce, but I'm gonna have to look that up. See what the history is there. Love that giant pop of orange. Let's do this. And the coffee. Oh my god. Well. I don't know, maybe it's just standing in my kitchen here. But can you see my hands? Mighty difficult. Whatever. I cut the head, cut the tail. I am cutting the onion in half. I'm going to go ahead and slice in 3. Alright. And am I going to go further? No. Why? I want big chunks. I'm going to take my time. I know I'm probably going to cry for it. I'm going around the side first. Okay, because this is going to support the oranges from falling in. Okay, but I'm going with big chunks. Big chunks of onion. I had been debating use little tiny arch pieces to fill in the small cracks. It's just another boundary. Just another barrier for it to support itself on. Let meat hold that heat. Well, what are you going to do with that other onion? We're going to do other things with that other onion. Don't worry about it. Ain't your business. Been watching me build this thing? I hope so. Kind of looks right. Whoops, that's a center. I have dropped a whole onion in support of my oranges. Once this all starts falling apart, I'll be like, oh, la la la. Alright. Have I put the honey in? No, I have not. I'm sure you guys want the cool angle. I do. Shit. I'm some guy rambling about carnitas on his birthday. Making it from scratch. It's an easy drizzle. It's a lot of honey. It's a lot of honey. I like the jar because it's my jar. You don't like it? You gotta like it. I don't care. Paper towel me, yo. Okay. So, what are we gonna put on here next? Seems like we're doing a lot of flavor tossing around. Well, we're gonna see and sit. We're gonna let it sit. I'm gonna stop this video. I'm gonna have another video. If you guys wanna see the results of this later. I can already smell it starting to come up with this heat. I got it set to high. My bro's at work because he's on an overnight. And I'm gonna call him and stop talking to y'all. Good morning. Happy birthday to me. It's February 28th. What have I taught you so far? That you don't have to use an exact science when it comes to cooking. You can use a coffee cup to sharpen a knife. There are some good safety practices in when and how not and to use different sanitary measures. Meaning the pork on my cutting board versus the onion on my cutting board and everything going in. Not worried about that. If it's going directly from the board to my mouth or through another pan, if it's not passing through heat in some form, it gets washed. And yeah, my brain thinks like that. Well, you can always do that. You're right, I can't. So what have I set aside? My wet mixture that contains my dry spices. The entire crock pot filled and sealed with my carnitas. Right now it's on high. My plan and prospect, so I don't lose you on this. This is on high. Okay. I'm gonna go 3 hours on high. All right. Then I'm gonna take the lid off for an hour on high and cook it down. And then I'm gonna see where I'm at. If it's not dry enough for my taste, if I don't think that stuff's been stirred and absorbed, it's gonna go a little longer. Ultimately, this thing isn't gonna be consumed until at least 6 o'clock tonight. That is 13 hours from now. And no, I have no intention of making it on high the entire time. The amount of meat in here right now is 7.5 pounds. 7 to 7.5 pounds roughly. I have roughly 2 cups of a spiced liquid. I have a whole onion. I have 4 whole mandarin oranges that have had the stickers removed. Yeah, and I hope that you have a great day. My name's John. It's my birthday. I'm gonna have my anti-murder juice. I hope you all try and do some cooking experiments and have a good time doing it. All right. All right.